Hey everyone, so if you've ever launched a website, you know that feeling when it finally goes live. It's awesome, but here's the thing. The work doesn't actually stop there. A website isn't a one-and-done project. Nope. It's a living, breathing part of your business, and it needs regular care. Today, we're going to dive into one of the most important parts of that care, those WordPress updates. So, let me ask you straight up, is your website something you just set and forget? It's a really common way to think about it, but honestly, it's pretty risky. Letting your site just sit there can lead to some major headaches down the road. Here's the best way to think about it. Your website is just like your car, or even your phone. You wouldn't drive your car for years without an oil change, right? Or just ignore all those system updates on your phone? Of course not. Your website's exactly the same. It needs those regular tune-ups to keep running smoothly and, most importantly, safely. Now, when we talk about updates, a lot of the time what we're really talking about are the little pieces of software that give your site all its cool features. So let's back up for a second. What exactly are these things we call plugins? It's actually pretty simple. A plugin is just a little add-on that gives your website a new power, a new ability. They're like the building blocks that let you customize your site, built by developers from all over the world. Honestly, the easiest way to think of them is like apps for your website. For example, there's a plugin called WooCommerce. You install it, and bam, your simple blog can become a full-blown online store with product pages, a shopping cart, the whole shebang. And then there are other plugins that kind of work their magic behind the scenes. Something like Yoast SEO, for instance, helps you tune up your content so that people can actually find you when they're searching on Google. Super important. And of course, others create those must-have tools like contact forms, so your visitors have a way to actually get in touch with you. So yeah, long story short, plugins are the backbone of your site's functionality. Okay, so if these plugins are so important, why do they need to be updated all the time? If it's working, why mess with it? Why can't we just leave them alone? Well, it turns out there are 5 really big reasons for these constant updates. It's not random at all. Developers are always pushing out fixes for security holes, making your site run faster, squashing annoying bugs, making sure everything still works with the latest version of WordPress, and hey, sometimes even adding cool new features. But out of all those reasons, one of them stands head and shoulders above the rest. The number one, most important, absolutely critical reason to update is security. It's all about protecting your website, your data, and your customers from a digital world that's, well, it's always changing, and there are always new threats. So we know updates are important, but what actually happens if you just ignore them? What are the real, tangible risks of just doing nothing? Well, the consequences can be pretty severe. This quote really just says it all. 1 minute, everything works, and the next, your contact form is gone or your homepage is blank. It just goes to show how fast things can completely fall apart, all because of one little outdated plugin. See, outdated plugins are one of the most common ways hackers get into a website. Leaving them unpatched is literally like leaving the front door to your house unlocked. It just opens you up to all sorts of nasty stuff like malware, having your customer data stolen, or, in the absolute worst case scenario, someone else taking total control of your website. And get this, you can't always just assume the developer is going to fix the problem. According to the security firm PatchStack, back in 2022, a jaw-dropping 26% of plugins with critical security bugs never got a patch. Think about that. The plugin was probably just abandoned, leaving any site using it completely and permanently vulnerable. The damage goes way beyond just security, too. An outdated site can crash. Key features, like your checkout page, can just stop working. Your site gets slow, which frustrates visitors. And that bad user experience, it can actually make your Google rankings drop, which means, you guessed it, lost customers and lost sales. It hits you right in the wallet. Okay, I know that was the scary part, but the good news is that protecting your site doesn't have to be this big, complicated thing. It really just takes a simple, smart plan. Here it is, a really straightforward 3-step strategy. Step 1, and this is the big one, it is non-negotiable. Always back up your site before you update anything. Think of it as your safety net. Step 2, make it a habit. Set a routine, maybe every week or once a month. Just don't let those updates pile up. And finally, step 3, do a little spring cleaning. If you're not using a plugin anymore, get rid of it. Just delete it. Because even inactive plugins can be a security risk. The key is to kind of shift how you think about all this.
Website maintenance isn't some boring technical chore. It's a fundamental part of doing business, just like paying your rent or locking the shop doors at night. You are protecting your investment and making sure your digital storefront is always open and always safe.
So I'll just leave you with this one thought. Your website is out there working for you around the clock, representing your brand to the entire world. So just ask yourself, when was its last checkup? If it's been a while, maybe it's time to book that tune-up.